Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MarkWithGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got a bit of a surprise this morning. Hang on 1 minute. You know what? That's not bad at all. I read the comments from last week wondering if I should go ahead and use Folger's Classic Roast Instant Coffee. That's what I have right here. And I gotta admit, it's not bad at all. It's pretty darn good. Of course, I follow the directions, and it's 1 teaspoon for 6 ounces of water. And that's what I have here, 6 ounces of water and 1 teaspoon. And it's pretty darn good. Hang on. Wow, that's not bad at all. So as we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. And I've got my Nerd Dogs mug right here because I guess we're kind of nerding out on coffee this morning. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate that. If you're tuning into the podcast this morning, thanks very much for doing that. I really do appreciate you listening in via the podcast. Wow, we've got a great show for you this morning. A lot of great stuff. I'm telling you, I was putting together my show notes and I thought, wow, we have got some really great stuff to show you this week. We've got a great shaving tip. We've got some shaving den visits. Colonel Mully drops in from Japan, so to speak. We got a pet visit. We got some great refill comments. New wet shave gear. Boy, we've got some great items in new wet shaving gear. We also have something really special. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to stay tuned for that. And we also have some questions and comments. So wow, a jam-packed show for you this morning. And again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee, whether it's brewed or instant. This is not bad at all. This is pretty darn good. Provided you keep to the directions and, proportion it correctly with water. 1 teaspoon to 6 ounces of water. So if you want a 12-ounce cup of coffee, that's going to be 2 teaspoons, obviously. One more. Absolutely fantastic. So thanks very much for tuning in this morning. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. So let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Roderick McLeod. And Roderick writes, "Hi Mark, regarding getting the last bit of product out of tubes, for metal tubes, there's the old-fashioned key that many of us remember from the days when toothpaste came in a metal tube. The keys work okay, but you need one for every tube, which will mean quite a few keys for many of us wet shavers who tend to have several, if not dozens, of products in rotation. They also leave product behind. I found this product on Amazon. It works like a steamroller for squeezing out every last bit of product, except a little bit of stuff right inside the funnel-shaped section at the dispensing end. That's only coming out if you cut and dig. I really like this thing because I only need one for all of my tubes of shaving cream, plus my prescription topical pain relief cream that also comes in a metal tube. It is equally effective on many, but not all, plastic tubes. Some of the plastic will spring back, so it's more of a temporary effect, but the plastic is also less likely to fatigue and crack, as can happen to the metal tubes. More on that below. The only tube I have that it doesn't work on at all is my jumbo 250-gram tube of Lea, L-E-A, professional cream. The crimp on that one is just a hair over 3 inches, almost 8 centimeters. Fortunately, I like pie, so I have a few rolling pins. Here's a photo of how well it works on a tube of Palmolive Classic Cream in a tube. As you can see, it really squeezes the tube well. A bit of caution must be exercised not to over squeeze, as this can fatigue the metal alloy of the tube and cause it to fatigue and crack, usually at the crimp, no real harm there, or where the squeezed flat part meets the full part. Avoid overuse and excessive force, and it shouldn't be a problem. A few careful uses of the product and another careful use of the squeezer on the tube will get you past the crack. Here's a plastic tube of prescription skin cream. As you can see, it works well on this one. It doesn't bounce back like a plastic toothpaste tube does. For most plastic tubes, there's also this kind of product that works really well, as it's basically self-adjusting for different wall thicknesses. Check with your dentist at your next appointment. Many give this type of plastic tube squeezer away as a promotional item. Thanks for all you do, Mark. Roderick. Well, Roderick, thanks very much for that great shaving tip and a mini review of these products that will help squeeze shaving cream out of metal and plastic tubes. Absolutely fantastic. It also helped me because it reminded me that I have some shaving cream in metal tubes. I've got Purasso White here that I need to get one of those squeezers and squeeze this down because there's still a lot of product in there, although I've been, squeezing it in the middle there. And I also have some Purasso Green, also rebranded as CO Bigelow. I can use one of those squeezers on this one as well. Absolutely. And you mentioned Palmolive Classic. I forgot I had this. I have Palmolive Classic. Are they still making this? I don't know if they are. But I have a metal tube of that as well that I have to use. Put that back in the shave den. And also some Arco. I have some Arco. Oh, actually, this is Arco Aftershave Cream. I thought this was shaving cream. This is an aftershave cream. Wow, I didn't know that. Well, maybe I can use this on this as well. This looks like it is a metal tube. Look at that. It's an aftershave cream. You know what? I'm going to use this next shave. And look, I'm already squeezing from the back to bring the product forward, so I need one of those squeezers for this one as well, an aftershave cream. And it looks like this is a thinner metal tube from what I can see. So an absolutely fantastic shaving tip. Roderick, thanks so much for passing along, and thank you for the links to the products that you use and recommending them. Really do appreciate it. And Roderick already has a George sketch, an original signed George sketch. But if you out there would like an original signed George sketch like Roderick already has, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag shaving tip segment, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Roderick, thanks again for a really terrific shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we got a couple of shave den visits. First up is Jim from Northfield, who writes, "Hey Mark, I thought I would share a photo of my latest antique finds. Top left is a rare one to find at antique stores. It's the 1930s Gillette Sheraton. It cleaned up nicely and works great. The one right next to it is a 1970 Gillette Super Adjustable in gold plating. That one works perfectly, and I only paid $5 for it. The others are a Gillette New Style razor head, a Gillette Travel Tech with aluminum handle, and 3 vintage Gillette blade dispensers. The entire lot cost only $76 total. The Sheraton alone is worth more than that. As always, right time, right place. Have a great week, Jim." But he also added this. Also, "Hey Mark, as promised, I'm sharing the photo of the legendary Gibbs adjustable razor. It is in fabulous condition. It has the original case and 1 original blade. This is the vintage Gibbs adjustable razor made in France. This is the razor that inspired the Rex Ambassador. And again, this one I received a good offer from an eBay seller. It's in excellent condition with the original box and blade. As always, right place, right time, Jim." Wow, Jim, that's an absolutely beautiful find of not only the Gibbs adjustable razor, but that Gillette Sheraton. Wow, congratulations on those razors and all the others that you've shown here this morning. Wow, absolutely beautiful. That's fantastic. Also, viewer Chris Borob sent this along. Hi, Mark. I hope you're enjoying a great Memorial Day weekend. Sending some updated photos and video on some new razors I have had anodized. Yeah, boy, these are absolutely beautiful. In particular, the two standouts here are the Timeless Razor TI-95. That's a titanium razor that he had blue anodized. It looks absolutely gorgeous. My goodness. And also the Yates Merica razor. That's also in titanium. And he says here, yes, TI-95 titanium. This shop, EDC Specialties, I think only anodizes titanium. At least I have only seen them do titanium and not aluminum. I don't think you can anodize steel, at least not without considerable difficulty. The others were the Yates Merica in titanium. Oh, wow. And a redo of the Henson titanium mild using their chemical warfare anodizing process that involves some other surface prep and an acid wash as well. Those are absolutely spectacular. Thanks so much for the photos and the video. Those really are just stunning. And that blue anodize on both the Timeless razor and the anodizing on the America razor just absolutely pops. Really, really beautiful, beautiful razors. So my thanks to Chris Borob and also to Jim from Northfield for sharing their latest razor acquisitions that are adorning their shaved ends. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Well, we have a pet visit this morning, and we haven't had one of these in a long time. This one comes courtesy of viewer James Sefton, who writes, I want to introduce Winston to the channel. He is 12 weeks old and my grandkid's new puppy. My gosh, he's a good-looking dog. Wow, absolutely fantastic. A really good-looking dog. So, James, I look forward to receiving other photos from you regarding Winston as he starts to grow and mature. Really looking forward to that. There he is, folks. 12 weeks old. The newest addition to James Sefton's grandkids family, Winston. Wow, the absolutely fantastic. James, thanks so much for sending along his photo and sharing with us. We look forward to seeing Winston in future episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag. Well, let's drop in with Colonel Mully all the way from Japan and see what he's up to.
Honey, how's that going with the Boar brush?
Boom! Rather.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mully. I'm very, very flattered by that. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and now right here on YouTube. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low that time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Folgers Classic Roast Instant Coffee. Yeah, pretty darn good. There is something there that tells me it's an instant coffee, although you can go up to YouTube and see some of those classic Folgers commercials where they're in a fine restaurant and they swap out the fresh brewed or fresh percolated coffee with Folgers Instant, and none of the customers know. They can't tell the difference. Oh my gosh, this is instant coffee? Wow, it tastes fresh brewed, fresh perked. I don't know. There's something there that tells me that this is instant coffee. It's good though. It really is good, and I think if you keep to their recipe, so to speak, of 1 teaspoon to 6 ounces of water, you'll get a nice cup of coffee. And I think that's kind of where the magic of the flavor of the instant coffee lies, is is the correct ratio of a teaspoon to 6 ounces of water. So if you just keep that in mind, it's not going to be too strong or too weak. It'll be just right. And it'll give you a nice cup of coffee. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, I will enjoy this from time to time, no doubt about it. And of course, we can just really, like my coffee mug suggests, we can really nerd out on whether an instant coffee is close to a brewed or a perked cup of coffee. But it really is very, very good. I like it a lot, and I'll use it again. It really is very, very flavorful. Not bad at all. But there is something there in the background that tells me that it's an instant coffee. I don't know what it is. Can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something there. So, Folgers Instant. Thanks to everyone who said go for it. Oh yeah, a lot of those comments are going to be shared here in the refill segment, as well as some other really nice comments and remembrances about Memorial Day, because we took a lot of these comments from the Memorial Day episode of the Monday Morning Mailbag. We'll kick it off here with something from Paul Desjardins, who writes, "Morning, Mark. Firstly, happy Memorial Day. As a Canadian, I can assure you that the sacrifices and leadership by America and its wonderful people who served is not overlooked. God bless them all." Thank you very much for that, Paul. Really do appreciate that. Secondly, I think it was Bob Ross who mentioned that he shaves his against the grain pass at a 45-degree angle. Brilliant. I tried it, and yes, it really does negate the burn. Why didn't anyone ever think of this before? Enjoy your day. You know what? If anyone out there is doing something similar, please comment below and let us know. Are you adjusting the angle of approach on that against the grain pass with your razor from, say, 30 degrees to 45 degrees? Please let us know in the comments below. Paul says it's brilliant. It really negates the burn. So really interested in hearing if anyone else has the same result. Jamie Horn wrote, "Hey, Mark, if you want to do instant Folgers on the show, then I say go for it. Have a great week." Well, Jamie, we did. James Sefton wrote, "I think it's a good idea to use instant coffee on the 3MB because of the times we live in where everything happens now. I remember when my grandma and grandpa were going to get something from a catalog or Old Farmer's Almanac. They would write a letter and then would get a letter back and then send a check and would wait until the item came. This all could take over a week. Now we grab our phone and laptop in a day or two. It's on the front porch." Have a great day, James. Yeah, it's instant. This instant commerce we have. Yeah, that's kind of reflected in instant coffee. I can understand that point, James. Thanks very, very much. Jim G. 7755 wrote, "To all who served and made the ultimate sacrifice, including my namesake and uncle who died in Vietnam, we honor you. Without you, we do not enjoy the everyday freedom we take for granted. Thanks to all who currently are serving as well. Your service does not go unnoticed and is always appreciated." Thanks, Mark, for another great 3MB. Jim from Northfield. This is Jim from Northfield. Jim, thanks very much for that. Really, really nice comments. Thank you so very, very much. Dan Blackshear wrote, "Mark, great Monday morning mailbag as usual. Thank you so much for putting Nathan on. He is thrilled. If you missed Nathan and his wet shave, 7-year-old Nathan, check out last week's Monday morning mailbag. I so appreciate all you do for the wet shaving community. Blessings to all the families who lost loved ones in the service of our country on this Memorial Day. I always enjoy your top-notch show. Sorry for the misspelling on the blades." Well, Dan, again, all credit to all the viewers out there for making the show what it is. And don't worry about the misspelling on the blades. I should have picked up on it myself. I should have seen it when I saw KIA and not KAI. You know what? Honest mistake. I think all the viewers knew exactly what we were talking about. Kai blades. Absolutely. So thanks very much for those really, really nice words. And again, folks, if you missed 7-year-old Nathan, check it out last week's show. I'm sure it'll bring back a lot of nice memories for a lot of wet shavers out there. Bart Bartlett wrote, "Remembering all those who made the ultimate sacrifice in preserving our freedoms. When it comes to coffee, I'll paraphrase the mantra, your shave, your rules, to your show, your coffee. Let me read that again. I'll paraphrase the mantra, your shave, your rules, to your show, your coffee. Well, thank you very much for that, Bart. I really do appreciate it. I can't remember the last time I had a cup of instant coffee. You'll have to tell us how it compares to the real stuff. Because Monday Morning Mailbag is a shaving show, I wanted to mention that I tried Tabak shaving cream in the tube for the first time this morning. I now have another favorite shaving cream. It provided the same luxurious lather and familiar fragrance of my Tabak Hard Puck. The tube is perfect for travel. Have a great rest of the week. Hey, Bart, thanks very, very much for that. Again, instant coffee, very good. I like it. One more sip. Hang on. Yeah, it is good, but again, there is something in the background that tells me it's instant coffee. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying there's something there where I can detect it's instant coffee. Now, the ultimate test would be to sit down and have a cup of coffee and have someone put it in front of me without me knowing whether it was brewed or instant. And then, we'll see how perceptive I am with my coffees. But it is a nice cup of coffee, and I appreciate it. I appreciate having it in an instant. Regarding Tabak in a tube, thanks very much for that mini review. We'll have to check that out. We already have a method for squeezing it out of the tube completely, thanks to Roderick McLeod. So thanks very much for passing that along. And Bart says the Tabak shave cream tube is perfect for travel. With summer here, that's great to know. Something we can throw into our DOP kit for that weekend getaway. Thanks very much for that, Bart. Really, really do appreciate it. Jimmy V Photography wrote, it's a sad day of remembering those who paid the ultimate price for their love of our country. My dad was a B-17 pilot in World War II. He survived, but many of his crew were not so lucky. This was always a very sad day for him. Folger's Instant isn't horrible. The thing with instant coffee in the days of a Keurig is that the Keurig makes a cup of coffee faster. So I've pretty much given up on instant and do all Keurig. You know what? That's a really great point. But in those times where I'm short on a Keurig cup, I'll go to the instant if I need a cup of coffee right away. While I don't use Tabak, that rubber band trick is cool. If you missed that, Colonel Mully gave us a rubber band trick last week in how to secure the Tabak lid to the bowl so it won't fall off or rattle. What's really impressive is that he put the band on with one hand. That was pretty slick. I agree. Love that short video of Dan shaving with his son Nathan. Boom lather indeed. I certainly remember shaving with my dad when I was that lad's age. It was always a fun way to start the day. And hats off to my dad for always doing it with me, no matter how pressed for time he might have been. Looking back, there is no doubt in my mind that he enjoyed it as much as I did. Jimmy, thanks very much for those really, really fond memories. And again, as we mentioned in last week's show and in this week's show, watching 7-year-old Nathan start his wet shaving journey, so to speak, probably brought back a lot of memories to a lot of wet shavers out there. And it obviously did for you. So thanks very much for passing along those comments, Jimmy. Really do appreciate it. Doug Fulkerson wrote, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements also has a product for cleaning your shaving brushes. It's called Brush Soap. Hey, thanks very much for that, Doug. Really do appreciate that update on that. We talked about Zingari Man brush cleaner last week. And here's another brush cleaner from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Brush Soap. We will link it below. Doug, thanks very much for the heads up on that one. Really do appreciate it. James Sefton once more chimed in and wrote, great 3MB as always, Mark. I had to laugh out loud when the guy said that you will be buying a bunch of extra stuff once you go down the rabbit hole with wet shaving. It's more like falling off a cliff. Well, James, I agree with you. However you look at it, falling down a rabbit hole, falling off a cliff. Yeah, once you become really, really enamored with the traditional wet shave, Yeah, you'll want to exercise all those options for all that great wet shaving gear out there. As I say, this is an absolutely wonderful time to be doing the traditional wet shave because there is so much available in the way of razors, shave soaps, aftershave splashes. And yeah, you'll find something, as I say, you'll find something that will fit your beard type and also your wallet. Absolutely. Daniel Hannon wrote, awesome Monday morning mailbag. That's not OCD. He doesn't want to cut his ear while shaving with a DE safety razor. This is in regards to last week's shaving tip. I believe it came from Ken Williams. He bought a pair of little tin snips on Amazon. I believe it was Ken Williams. I'm going from memory here. He bought a pair of tin snips and he cuts off the end tabs of a razor blade if they happen to be sticking out in a particular safety razor head that he is using. And really a brilliant tip if you don't want to have those end tabs sticking out of the razor head. Just cut them off and then drop that blade into that razor head. It was described as OCD, and Daniel is saying no, just doesn't want to catch his earlobe or maybe even under the nostril. So yeah, thanks very much for pointing that out. And again, a great reminder to check out last week's shaving tip if you missed it on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Brian Zeonce Bernstein wrote, hey Mark, I have been using CeraVe for a couple of decades. It is absolutely wonderful stuff. It was recommended by a dermatologist to treat psoriasis. I buy it in the 16-ounce tubs and use it every day as a body lotion for dry, itchy skin. I'm sure it works wonderful for the head too. Great show. Enjoy your week. Yeah, this was discussed in the Second Cup podcast. CeraVe, wanted to show it to you again this week. Brian, thanks very much for your comment. This is a moisturizing cream. I picked this up in the sample aisle of Walmart to take with me to California as an aftershave balm because they didn't have any aftershave balms in that sample section of Walmart, but they had this. And I thought, well, I could probably use this moisturizing cream as an aftershave balm, especially for my head if I were to do a head shave while I was out there in California. And I took it with me, and I don't believe I used it. I can't even remember if I showed this on camera or not, because it was in with all the other shaving gear that I took. But when I got back, I used it. And my goodness, this is great stuff. So Brian, thank you very much for confirming how great CeraVe is, this moisturizing cream. This is for normal to dry skin. It really is terrific stuff with 3 essential ceramides and hyaluronic acid. That is really terrific stuff. So again, CeraVe moisturizing cream. You can use it as an aftershave balm. At least I use it as an aftershave balm after a head shave. Works really well. And this nice compact size looks like it's, what is that, 1.89 fluid ounces, 56 milliliters. That's going to meet TSA regulations. So you can throw that in your DOP kit, in your carry-on, and take this, with a few shaving items. So yeah, it was very good. So thanks very much for reminding us of that, Brian. Really do appreciate it. This comment comes from viewer David Lair, and he writes, hey Mark, want to let you know that I ordered Denton Magic Sabonet, and it is wonderful. Fresh, clean, sophisticated, and masculine. And Mark Denton soap base is amazing. It is boom lather guaranteed. Hey, David, thanks very much. Of course, we talked about Sabonet de Barber de Portugal in a previous Monday morning mailbag, the shave soap and the aftershave. I just did a review of this. I'll be editing it and getting it posted here. Yes, I agree with you, David. Fresh, clean, sophisticated, masculine. This is an homage to Magano shave soap out of Portugal. This particular scent from Denton Magic is definitely Magano, but it has a little more depth in my opinion. It really is wonderful. The soap base is great. Definitely a boom lather. Like the more compact packaging, very space saving. You can also throw this in your DOP kit very easily and travel with it. Yeah, touching all the bases for convenience and also for performance. So yeah, terrific, terrific stuff. Check out this scent. It really, really is very, very good. If you've tried Mogano, you'll definitely love this one. Again, has a little more body and depth to the scent, but it's definitely Mogano. So yeah, really, really enjoyed using this. So David, thanks very, very much for confirming that. Really, really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Michael Riley of First Line Shave sent this along, and he has a brand new shave soap available at the Razor Company. It's a collaboration with Black Mountain Shaving, the Razor Company, and First Line Shave. The title of the soap is Coeus. Now, I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's spelled Coeus, and Michael sent along the phonetic spelling of it as Koy-OWS. I believe I got that correct. Coeus. Here are the scent notes. The top notes are lavender, sage, marjoram, and bergamot. The middle notes are plum, palo santo, black pepper, guaiac wood, leather, and beeswax. The base notes are vetiver, ambergris, styrax, sandalwood, leatherwood, and agarwood. And he writes here, imagine a time when you retire with your friends to immerse yourselves in thousands of pages of books, a friendly game of chess or backgammon, and a piano playing in the corner. You ease into your leather chair, sip on some of the finest, and drift into a faraway world composed on 100-year-old paper. This is the time and the place. This is Coeus. That sounds absolutely fabulous. The scent profile and the description are very, very inviting. We're going to be getting a review done on this down the road here, and I'm really, really looking forward to using and reviewing this shave soap. Again, from First Line Shave, a collaboration from First Line Shave, Black Mountain Shaving, and the Razor Company, Coeus. We will have a link below to everything Coeus at the Razor Company. My thanks to Michael Riley for the heads up on this one. It sounds absolutely fabulous. Thanks again, Michael. Really, really do appreciate it. Hey, Mark Bagwell sent along this review of Cherry Cola Shaving Cream by Ariana and Evans. And Mark writes, the scent. No confusion here. It's cherry and cola. Building a lather. I used my Captain's Choice copper bowl called the Obsidian. My brush was a Wolf Whiskers Bishop handle made in the faux jade color. The knot is a 25 millimeter black Wolf synthetic that worked up the lather in 25 or 30 seconds. Let's talk about the performance. Ariana and Evans has become a major player in shaving creams, and it's no secret it's one of my favorites. The performance is outstanding. The cream creates a slick cushion that is sure to please the most discerning taste. My final thoughts. After lathering up my whiskers, I closed my eyes to take in the wonderful scent. For a brief moment, I was transported back in time to Jones Drugstore and the old-fashioned fountain that was a favorite hangout for us kids. I could almost hear the clanking of the spoon against the glass as Mr. Jones mixed the cola and cherry with the carbonated water. Then he would hand the glass to me and say, "That'll be a dime." Wow, those days are long gone, but the authentic cola and cherry scent is still alive at Ariana and Evans. Peter Sharkalis nailed the scent perfectly. If Mr. Jones were alive today, he would give Peter a thumbs up. Wow, that sounds absolutely wonderful. The description of the scent and how it transported you back in time, Mark, yes, that sounds absolutely wonderful. Folks, we will link it below. As you know, these new shaving creams from Ariana and Evans have absolutely wonderful performance, great slickness, really, really terrific. And this scent, Sounds absolutely wonderful. Just absolutely wonderful. Mark, thanks very much for sending along this review of Ariana and Evan's Cherry Cola Shaving Cream. Really do appreciate it. Well, earlier in the show, as we were running down the different segments, we said that there was going to be something special in new wet shaving gear. And here it is right here from the folks at Timeless Razor. Here is their brand new aluminum slant razor. How about that? It's absolutely gorgeous. This promises to deliver a really smooth, close, efficient shave. Here's what they write about it on their product page. Our aluminum slant razor is a one-of-a-kind slant razor with a slight twist. It is beautifully crafted from 6061 T6 aerospace grade aluminum material. The aluminum slant by Timeless Razor has a 0.86 millimeter blade gap for an efficient and very smooth shave. It's easy to maneuver with a slim head and a nice change of pace from a standard double-edged razor. It's also great for beginners and head shavers as the ends of the blade are completely covered to avoid any nicks or cuts for an effortless, smooth shave. If you are a lifelong DE shaver or if new to wet shaving, this razor is an excellent tool to shave with. Wow, that is absolutely awesome to hear about. And I am definitely going to be shaving with this after we get done recording the Monday Morning Mailbag because I have not shaved yet. And this is what I'm going to use and get a review done on it. It's absolutely beautiful. It has a smooth slant cap. The slant base plate is 0.86 millimeter blade gap. Has a beautiful handle. This is 6061 T6 aluminum, clear anodized. The weight of the razor is 44.3 grams. Absolutely gorgeous. Check that out. And I love using slant razors, and this promises to be a absolutely spectacular slant razor. So we're going to get a review done on this. My thanks very, very much to Jeremiah, Doug, Mark, Matt, and Nick at Timeless Razor for very kindly and generously sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to review it and share it with all the viewers out there. However, there's more, and here's the special part about the Timeless Slant Razor from the folks at Timeless Razor. They sent along a second one to give away, and we're giving it away right here on this show right now. All you have to do is comment below and you're entered. You have until this Friday to leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel. And then on Friday sometime, Jeremiah, Doug, Mark, Matt, and Nick, and everyone at Timeless Razor, they are going to select the winner. They will then email me the result, and we'll announce that Friday night, Saturday sometime, just like we did in a previous giveaway with Sterling Soap Company. And some lucky viewer out there is going to receive a beautiful aluminum slant razor from Timeless Razor. This is open to everyone around the world. It doesn't matter where you live. If you have an address that can be delivered to, we will definitely ship this to you. So it's open to everyone around the world. So leave a comment below and get entered for this beautiful, beautiful, timeless slant razor made from beautiful aluminum. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So this is the one that we're going to be giving away right here, and I'm going to close that up again so that we know that this is the one we're going to be giving away right here. And the other one we're going to be reviewing and get that posted as soon as we can. So my thanks again to Jeremiah, Doug, Mark, Matt, and Nick, and everyone at Timeless Razor for very, very kindly sending along this beautiful aluminum slant razor. It's absolutely gorgeous. It promises to it's going to deliver a beautiful shave. We've talked about Timeless Razors on this program. We've reviewed a number of them. They're absolutely beautiful, beautiful, precisely made precision shaving instruments. No doubt about it. And this slant razor is going to be right there with all the others that we have talked about on the show. So yeah, really looking forward to reviewing it and also looking forward to giving this one away. So again, you have until this Friday to leave a comment below. Leave a comment below on the Monday Morning Mailbag, this Monday Morning Mailbag, this video right here. Leave a comment below and you'll be entered. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and you'll be entered. And this Friday sometime, Jeremiah, Doug, Mark, Matt, and Nick will select the winner. And when they email to me, I'll make the announcement Friday night, Saturday sometime in a quick, 1-2 minute video. And that person will get a beautiful aluminum slant razor from the folks at Timeless Razor. Again, my sincere thanks to Jeremiah, Doug, Mark, Matt, and Nick, and everyone at Timeless Razor for very, very kindly sending along this razor and allowing the channel to give it away to a lucky viewer out there. Open to everyone around the world. Thanks again to Timeless Razor. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Viewer Marco Batelli sent along some fabulous information regarding shaving brushes, both Badger and synthetic. He left this comment in the 5/27/2024 episode of Second Cup on YouTube, and we will link that video so you can read his comment in its entirety. But here are some of the highlights. It's really some very, very fabulous information regarding shaving brushes. Good morning, Mark. Sorry if I repeat myself, but once again, I would like to underline the greater performance of synthetic brushes compared to natural fiber brushes. Badger bristle shaving brushes are and will always remain of undisputed charm and are extremely more elegant. They have characteristics that made them suitable and more comfortable than old pig bristle shaving brushes. They have a load-bearing structure of different degrees of rigidity, which made them suitable, for example, with hard soaps, but they also have some cons, which I will try to summarize. I myself am the owner of a very elegant and precious Badger brush, but not as efficient as a tuxedo knot brush. Badger hair brushes are soft, but not as soft as synthetic ones, remaining always more pungent than them, and they have an effect on the face that in Italy we call the wet rag effect. They retain water, but also soap, and release it with more difficulty than a synthetic fiber. They need to be soaked in hot water to be used, i.e., they need a sort of pre-treatment. They are subject to wear and periodic maintenance. Of course, even in the world of synthetic fibers, there are shaving brushes with different characteristics, and from personal experience, I will tell you about my favorites. My absolute favorites are the tuxedo or tuxedo knot synthetic brushes. The synthetic fiber used for this type of tufts is a PBT technopolymer produced by a famous German company called BASF with low moisture absorption and limited resistance to impact and rubbing. The tuft, made of high-density synthetic fiber, has an excellent mechanical rigidity and excellent resistance to chemical and thermal agents up to 230 degrees centigrade, but exclusively for the fibers because the knot cannot be subjected to such temperatures anyway, because they would melt the glue at the base that assembles the fibers and joins them to the handle. Keep in mind that a tuft of 26 millimeter in diameter contains more than approximately 30,000 hairs, which do not have a vertical trend, but are slightly wavy on their way to the tips and also have a conical geometry, i.e., they have a section with a larger diameter at the base. Each fiber is thinner as you proceed towards the tips. All these features allow the shaving brush to be used with any type of shaving soap, both cream and hard soap, because given the greater density of the fibers, they also have the right degree of rigidity, allowing greater air blowing into the soap, allowing it to whip faster. They are much more comfortable on the face because they are never prickly. They do not need to be soaked in hot water before use. They do not require maintenance. They dry very quickly. And in the end, they are extremely cheaper than the glamorous Badger brushes. Of course, Mark, this is only my modest opinion, which is absolutely not intended to be an absolute value, but only a suggestion. Then clearly each of us perceives our own sensations, which, however, remain unquestionable. However, Mark, in my own small way, after 50 years of shaving, I think I have had a bit of experience. Warm greetings from Rome, Marco. Marco, thank you very, very much. Again, folks, I've given you the highlights. We'll link to the video where he made the comment, and you can read it in its entirety. He really makes a great case for synthetic shaving brushes being better than traditional natural hair fiber shaving brushes, and some great points on both sides of the equation. Marco, thank you very, very much for that. Really very, very informative and a really great education in the difference between natural fiber brushes and these new synthetic fiber brushes that keep getting better and better and better week by week, month by month. With each passing year, they just keep getting better. The synthetic brush that you buy today is going to be better than the one you bought last year, and the one you buy next year is going to be far better than the one you buy today. Absolutely. Marco, thanks again for some great, great comments. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Jeff Palmer sent this along. I can say that my switch to synthetic brushes turned my lathering abilities around. Got a Simpson T3 and it was an awesome difference. That, and now we have bowls with raised sections that help create lather in just seconds. At this point, I put up my Badger hairbrush. I've gone all synthetics and haven't looked back. Ready in seconds and performs perfectly for me. As for face versus bowl lathering, went with bowl lathering mainly to protect the soap, though I do spend a few minutes working the lather into my face, trying to get a good face lathering application with the bowl lather. Thanks again for the video podcast. Hey, Jeff, my pleasure, absolutely, and so glad to hear that you're using a synthetic brush. As Marco Batelli just pointed out, synthetic brushes are absolutely wonderful. They have all these great qualities. They come in at great price points. And yes, Jeff, I agree with you. They will definitely turn your lathering abilities around. They did for me. A synthetic brush was definitely a game changer. When you get a really good quality lathering brush, a good synthetic lathering brush like the T3, the Simpson T3. This one came from Mark Bagwell. Thank you again, Mark. Really do appreciate it. With this beautiful ebony handle. When you get a really good quality synthetic brush like the Simpson T3, you're going to get a great lather. They are very, very forgiving, and they really whip up wonderful, wonderful lathers. From all those great points that we got from Marco Batelli, you now understand why. The way the fibers are created, the way they're bonded in the knot, the way they allow air to go through it, the rigidity of it, the ability to throw off water very quickly, dry very quickly, gather water very quickly. We've noticed this in a lot of reviews that we've done on the channel with synthetic shaving brushes. Go back and look at some of them. You'll see that as I'm cleaning it up, and I just give it some vigorous shakes, it's dry. It's amazing. And again, you don't have to soak it for a long period of time like a natural fiber shaving brush. Although there are some great qualities to Badger and Boar brushes, but boy, it's hard to beat a synthetic brush for ease of use and really giving you a great ability to create a lather in no time flat, whether you're doing bowl lathering or face lathering. And the T3 will work either way. It's great for bowl lathering, great for face lathering. Now, one other thing to mention regarding Simpson brushes, because they make some great brushes. If you're looking for a really, really terrific bowl lathering brush, Jimmy V sent this one along to the channel. This is the M7 with a synthetic fiber knot and a butterscotch handle. Thanks, Mom. This is an absolutely awesome, awesome bowl lathering brush. One of my favorite bowl lathering brushes. This knot is, I don't know what they did with this knot, but it just creates an absolutely fantastic lather when bowl lathering. The Simpson M7. Check that one out. And also check out the Simpson T3. Jeff, thanks very, very much for sharing your comment and your experience with synthetic shaving brushes in creating lathers. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Brian Zeons Bernstein sent along this comment, and he wrote, I agree. I tried an inexpensive Badger brush and Boar brush, but once I went to a synthetic, I haven't picked up the Badger or Boar. The synthetic is much softer, whips up a great lather, and doesn't eat the soap. Also, the price point is hard to beat. All great points, Brian. Thank you very, very much. But thanks also for reminding us about Badger brushes eating the lather. This is a silver tip Badger brush that was very, very kindly sent to the channel by viewer Simon Azanovs. Thanks again, Simon. Really do appreciate it. He happened to take a silver tip knot and affix it into this Yaki 24 millimeter handle here. So it's kind of like a homemade kind of silver tip Badger brush. But I learned from viewers that the use of a Badger brush, in this case the silver tip Badger brush, when doing a face lather is a little different. You're not really pressing it on the skin and splaying it out. You're going back and forth, side to side to build that lather. It's a completely different technique. Or you will have that brush eat the lather. It'll drive that lather into the base of the knot, and it won't release it very easily, as Marco Batelli pointed out. It's difficult to release that lather from a Badger shaving brush. So the technique and the approach is a little different from what viewers have explained to me and from what I've learned from the experience of using Badger brushes. Synthetic brushes are very, very forgiving. They don't eat the lather. You can splay them out. You can, really, really just push them in and get them to, swirl around on your face if you're doing a face lather, go side to side, back and forth, bowl lather with them. They really are terrific for the traditional wet shave and very, very forgiving. And again, it'll turn your lathering around. You will find yourself making heaps and heaps and heaps of lather with a lot of these great synthetic brushes out there. And I agree, Brian, they come in at a really, really wonderful, wonderful price point. Now, one other thing I needed to mention, Timeless Razor has this wonderful, wonderful shaving brush handle that allow you to interchange all kinds of knots from 20 millimeter all the way up to 28 millimeters. So if you want to try different sized synthetic knots or maybe even some natural Badger hair knots, this is the handle to get from Timeless Razor. It really is a fantastic, fantastic piece of shaving gear. Hang on, I'm going to go get mine. 1 minute, let me get mine. Here it is right here. I have a 28 millimeter synthetic knot from Maggard's that is installed in this handle. And all you do is just unscrew this and take out the gasket, take out the knot, put in the proper size gasket, put in the knot that matches in size, and then just tighten everything down, and you've got another shaving brush to use. It really is terrific. Also comes in a variety of colors, anodized colors. It's made out of aluminum, and really a terrific, terrific item from the folks at Timeless Razor. I love this shaving brush handle because it's enabled me to use a lot of different shaving knots, both synthetic and Badger. So check that out, and that way you can have a variety of shaving brushes just by buying different size knots that will fit in this brush handle. No glue necessary, just the gasket, just the right side. It comes with the gaskets from 20 millimeter to 28 millimeter, and it'll accommodate those size knots. And just put the proper size gasket with the comparable size knot, tighten everything down, and you got a shaving brush. An absolutely brilliant, brilliant shaving brush item for your shaved end. So I just wanted to mention that. So thanks again, Brian, for the comments regarding synthetic shaving brushes. It's been a great discussion in the questions and comments section. Really, really do appreciate it. And before we get out of here, we want to show you some Fatip razors that belong to Mark Bagwell. Highlighted here in this video is this beautiful copper Fatip open comb razor. Mark happened to use this when he reviewed the Ariana Evans Cherry Cola shaving cream. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful open comb razor from Fatip in copper. How about that? Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Mark, thanks very, very much for sending this along. Check it out, folks. Some beautiful open comb razors from Fatip. This particular one in copper. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.